Hi, I'm Omar Carrillo. I'm from Mountain View High School. I'm from Orem, Utah.
Hi, I'm Veronica Farron. I'm 17 years old and I'm from Provo, Utah.
My name is Victor and I'm a student at Lake Ridge Junior High in Orem, Utah.
My name is Carmelita Deloro. I'm 18 years old. I go to Mountain View High School in Orem, Utah.
Hello, my name is Edgar Montes. I'm a student of Mountain View High School. I'm 17 years old.
Hi, my name is Jessica Rapeza. I am 15 years old and I come from Canyon View Junior High in Orem, Utah.
My name is José Sandoval. I'm 16 years old.
My name is Mariana Lopez. I'm 16 years old and I was born in Mexico City.
My name is José Vargas. I come from Mountain View High School, located in Orem, Utah.
My name is Judith Mesa and I come from Canyon View Junior High in Orem, Utah.
My name is Kevin Perez. I'm 16 and I'm from San Diego, California.
My name is Mariana Leal and I'm from Lake Ridge Junior High in Orem, Utah.
My name is Manuel Abreu. I'm 15 years old and I'm from Orem High School.
My name is Natalia Vergara and I'm 18 years old from Timpanogos High School, Orem, Utah.
Latinos in Action began shaping and taking form with the idea of giving our students a stage to perform on. I think they have so many talents and they're intelligent. They have so much to give to our community, our schools, to their families, but we had not tapped into that huge resource. In other words, they're bilingual, they have so much background knowledge of their traditions, their culture, and we had not really exposed it. And Latinos in Action, that's what it does, it exposes their talents and it gives them a stage to perform on. And the way it evolved was that at one point I was doing my internship for my master's at a local elementary in Utah, in Magna, and they didn't have a lot of paraprofessionals or teacher aides to help translate and do many things for the younger kids. And at that point I said, why is it that we can't use our high school students who are bilingual, intelligent, full of energy to come and help you with this? So the idea was to train them as paraprofessionals, paraeducators, to come into the elementary schools and not only teach them and mentor, but be role models for the younger kids. And that's what we need in our schools. We need role models for our young Latino students to flourish and to see a way, a path, another option besides gangs and so forth. And I like to call them IRMs, which are immediate role models. What happens in our neighborhoods is that undoubtedly I can go and speak to them and present and motivate them, but eventually I leave. And so what we need is these high school students to become a resource, and they become immediate role models in our local neighborhoods. So you have them nestled in our neighborhoods and then growing up with the younger kids, that looking up to them. And then eventually, hopefully doing the same thing as graduating from high school and going on to college like these kids are trained to do within Latinos in Action.
It is a service learning organization. It is a service learning club. It is a service learning classroom. Service is the center and the goal. And we want to teach our students and help them understand that the best way that they can be productive in our community is to serve. And we do that on different levels. We do that by finding service opportunities here within Mountain View High School. And we have had the opportunity of working by tutoring each other, tutoring other students. We have the great opportunity of working and partnering up with other elementary schools and middle schools that are actually feeder schools to Mountain View High School. So students have the opportunity to go out and volunteer in classrooms where they're able to read with students and help tutor them and catch them up. Students who are Latino, the majority of them, but not necessarily. Our students work with all students. There's not, just a specification here. We have the opportunity to go out into the community and work at festivals and do service projects in parks and do service projects anywhere, anyone, and anytime anyone needs someone, all they need to do is give me a call and we will be there.
The change that I have seen when students have that identity, when they know that they are bicultural, that they are bilingual, and that they can function and provide help in the community through 2 different languages and 2 different cultures, has been huge. I have seen students not only excel in academics, but also have the desire to join AP classes, which is something that we really haven't seen these past few years until just recently, and also try out for teams or apply for colleges or even go and run for student council. You don't see a whole lot of Latinos doing that. And now with Latinos in Action, and they have that identity, not only as a Latino in Action student, but as a Latino bicultural student, they can now say, I have a voice, and I know what my voice is.
And I think Latinos in Action allows these students, and maybe it's just because socially and because systemically, our Latino students are usually told that they can't do something, that they can't achieve something, so they tend to take that upon themselves and they believe it. So Latinos in Action has been a way to transform that and for them to help each other, support each other, and come to that realization that it's about self-confidence, that they really can achieve anything that they want to. And it's not because somebody is going to hand it out to them because of them being minorities. Nobody's going to give them something just because of who they are or where their parents are from, but they are going to be able to earn everything that they can have, their potential, their full potential, because they can do it for themselves. And the first step in doing that and in that journey is having self-confidence.
The first need I think that it addresses is an academic need. The students in our schools, many times, specifically our Latino students, don't really have the background knowledge many times because of lack of resources, whether it be in the home or in the community, or lack of knowledge of resources. And what Latinos in Action does is give them those resources. And once they have that resource, they can therefore enlarge their desire. Many of our Latino students have said, I've always wanted to go to college. I just don't know how. The other need that it fulfills is the cultural need. A lot of times our students are in a cultural limbo, if you will, because they've lived in the United States all their life, but they're also part of a Latino culture that they live in their home. They speak 2 different languages, or maybe just speak English, but still have that cultural aspect in their home, and they don't know exactly where they fit. What Latinos in Action does is it shows them what it means to be bicultural and what it means to be bilingual, and the benefit that that brings throughout their whole life, throughout their whole career, in their family life, among their friends, and amongst the community itself.
If you look at the numbers of how many of our Latino students take the ACT, you'll see very few. And that cultural capital, I mean, most of your Caucasian kids will, even some of their parents will know and have the know-how to give that student, hey, you need to prepare for this ACT, here's what it is, here's what you do, here's how you sign up for it, here's where you go. That's cultural capital that some of our students just don't have. And I'm just talking high school. You're talking about elementary. There's a lot of cultural capital that they lack. Not only that, but the social capital. You're talking about networks that the American family already has because they're established. They know principals, they know because they've had siblings sometimes, or they know neighbors, they know people who can help them get into different programs, help them get into different colleges, camps. They have all this exposure because they have that social capital, that networking that they've already established, where an immigrant comes with very minimal social or cultural capital that they can take advantage of. So that's why it's important that there be a means, a way, a vehicle where they can catch up almost with this cultural and social capital. Somehow, whether it be a role model right next to them or whether it be the high school student understanding through a class set up like Latinos in Action to give them that cultural and social capital that we lack. Without that capital, it's very difficult to move up, to really use the upward mobility that the Caucasian can easily be exposed to.
I have been teaching since 1999 and working with Latino students, so I was able to see the before Latinos in Action picture versus the after Latinos in Action picture, and it is an amazing difference. To be able to have a concentrated group where we can take and we can push higher than what they already are is crucial, because before that it was very, very difficult, nearly impossible, to work with individual Latino students or a group of Latino students, because as a teacher, as an educator, I don't have the time to do what I really want to do, which is help my Latino students excel. But having a class in the Latino in Action curriculum in the schedule enables me to concentrate on those kids and being able to show them the resources and the scholarships available and show them step by step how to do it, not only educating them, but also educating their parents.
I've always been told that there are limits. Like, my family hasn't ever been the one that pushes you to do something. And it's always been told to me that, like, my family doesn't ever really strive to do anything. And sometimes striving feels like you're drowning and you're just trying to, like, grasp for air. But it's not really like that. I learned, like, Mr. Enriquez and Ms. Andromedis have really taught me that, like, striving just means, like, you set yourself the limits and just you go for whatever you want and you get there however you need to, and you progress and you pull people with you as you're going up. You're not, like, you don't get up there by yourself. So
when I first heard of the Sterling Scholar, I heard about it my sophomore year, and I would always see the kids who won it, and I would always see they're like the brilliant kids in class, always straight A students, the kids that have it all. And then I always had that picture, and I was like, and I never thought of myself of earning the Sterling Scholar until a week ago. One of my teachers was like, so do you want me to get ready your letter of recommendation? I was like, I'm not the brightest one. And she was like, you have the talent, you're smart, and you've got everything, you can do it. Don't put yourself your own limits, because most students think of themselves as they can't do it because I'm not this or I'm not that, but you never know until you try.
Latinos in Action is not really an activist movement. What it is, it's a service learning program, class. And what I mean by service learning is that we take their talents, because they're very talented and not only in themselves, but they're also bilingual. They have two tongues. But one of the things we teach them in Latinos in Action is it's powerful to be bilingual, but it's even more powerful to share that bilingualism, to serve, to give back. It's powerful to be educated, but it's even more powerful to use that education and disperse it and help your community. And so what we instill in our kids in Latinos in Action is the importance of serving their community and giving back. And that way they can open many doors through networking, through people who are seeing the service, and through our community to see how powerful and how intelligent these Latino students really are, and that they're not just gang members or dropouts, but they're doing so much more to open up also knowledge for the community.
Our students help with parent-teacher conferences, and they do a daycare during parent-teacher conference so that our Hispanic parents can come out and feel comfortable if they have little kids. They don't have to leave them at home alone, or they don't need to have that excuse of not being able to come out. So we do a daycare during parent-teacher conference, and we also provide interpretation. And our students go up to other teachers and they offer interpretation, and there's no problem with confidentiality. In fact, I have had several teachers come up to me and say that they were so grateful that our Latino in Action students were so professional in the way that they did their interpretation for the parents and for the teachers. And so these are things that, you know, especially inside the school, that we don't have the funds to hire interpreters, but we have a great need for interpreters, and we have the tools here. Each of these kids are bilingual, We give them just a quick refresher on vocabulary, but they can do the rest. And it's amazing that we have those tools here and we don't have to go look for them anywhere else, because the service, the hands, the language, the vision, the ability, it's all here, and we're just putting it to work.
The thing that benefits our community and most impactful about Latinos in Action going out and serving our community is the fact that our community is seeing them in a different light, entirely different view that sometimes they're used to, whether it be because they've been brought up to think a certain way or the media sometimes portrays our Latinos a certain way. When you have our Latinos in Action students serving and out with shirts professionally dressed into the community, whether it be helping with translation and parent-teacher conference or helping the younger kids at the elementary schools tutoring, you have teachers and parents watching these role models, and already that perception and misconception is almost erased, because how do you rebuttal service? How do you rebuttal somebody that comes and says, how can I help you? How may I help your son or child? Whether it be another Latino or another Caucasian kid, our LIA students are told to help everybody, but in specific, they're told to help the Latino student who's learning English. You can't really rebuttal service. I think our community is more than anxious and awaiting to see something like this. And I've seen nothing but positive feedback from teachers, administrators, and community. One of the biggest difference between our non-LIA and our LIA Latino students is that in Latinos in Action, they help each other and they motivate each other. And so there's this focus of high academics and high involvement and high service. They just start, that mentality starts being high academic, high service, high involvement and engagement in the school. And the non-Latino, if you don't have that constantly, then you're going to do maybe other things. And what socially is acceptable to some of the other Latinos who aren't doing too well. So you're more apt to follow your boys, if you will. If you're involved with Latinos in Action, you have this core group of positive peer pressure all the time. Positive, positive, positive. When you're hit with positive peer pressure almost every day, you're probably going to go positive. If you're hit, or if you're not hit at all, and you just kind of float and go with the flow, you have more of a tendency to follow your boys or follow those who are not doing too hot in school or doing other things. Okay, so we create an option of positive reinforcement.
How do I like Latinos in Action? I don't like Latinos in Action. I love Latinos in Action, actually.
I used to get into trouble a lot, and I got in this and I keep my grades up, I have a 3.9, and it just keeps me busy, and I like it, and it's good.
I think that the most important thing that Latinos in Action does for other kids is it gives us role models. And the coolest thing is that we are each other's role models, because if I'm lacking in an area, there's another Latino in that class that has it. And so I learn from him. And if there's something that somebody else is lacking, then maybe by my example, they learn it from me. And when we go out to elementary schools, I can't wait to meet my little kid, because I know that I'm going to try to be the best example for him that he can, that he's ever had. And if I'm the only person that he's ever met that way, I hope that I stick in his mind and he knows that if in his family there's problems like there's been in many of our families, that didn't stop any of us. So.
I like everyone in my class. We're all together, practically like a family, basically. Not in any other classes, if you think about math or English, you just talk to your certain clique.
It's amazing. It's a great opportunity. You have so much fun with the kids, and you learn so much too. You teach them literacy, math, reading, everything the teacher needs help, and you're there for them too.
It's good because we get to help younger children, and I like to help people.
You learn how to become a better leader, a better person, and it's not as easy as people think it is, oh, it's just a class for fun, but actually, it's actually a class where we have to work hard and we have to give back to the community, which is always fun to do, and I like doing that.
The thing that amazed me the most was just how the kids were so enthusiastic and how it came from them. They always came to me and asked me when is next practice. I really want to dance. When they saw performances, a lot of kids came and they just wanted to be part of the group. And for me, what's so great about this program is that kids rather be here dancing and see their friends here than on the streets outside, or because of this they need to be having good grades, so that it's really important in school. If they don't do good in school, then they can't be part of the group. So what we're trying to do is put the things that matter the most: family, school, their education, and that way they can be dancing and be a good example for other communities. So I really love this program.
This is huge for our kids because they get to perform in front of thousands of people. I mean, you can feel the energy here. It's a lot of energy, a lot of just positive screaming, positive, not only energy, but you can feel the love they have for one another. And more than anything, I love it because they get to perform, and not only in front of their peers, but in front of the population. And we want to show to everybody here in Utah that these kids are productive, that they can perform positive things, and that they're involved in a positive group like Latinos in Action, to show everybody that they're unified and that they have so much that can do.
The dance makes you get all your tensions from home out. They learn how to go with the steps. They need to work as a team. They need to communicate. So the things that they need in dance, they practice at home. They need to watch for each other. Be careful with the girls, how they treat them, how you carry a girl, how you get her hand. You have to be respectful. So respectful, communication, teamwork. It's just a lot of values that you put in dance that you can practice at home too.
Dancing, the social aspect of Latino in Action is huge. And the reason why I say that is because many people know Latinos in Action today because of their performances on stage. They're amazing dancers. They dance from day one, you know, in the quinceañeras and bodas. They just start hearing the music, they start dancing. Because, you know, in a Latino culture, we all go together, you know, the weddings and so forth. And so you start young, they have that innate talent. And so all they need is a choreographer to put it together. And once they have that, it's amazing. I mean, it's explosive, it's energy. If you could come to one of our assemblies And once you hear that beat, that salsa, that merengue, that whatever, it's upbeat and it's a different beat that most Utahns are used to. And then they see it visually performed by these kids who just are amazing dancers. It's energetic, it's excitement.
Dancing brings to the forefront the fire that we have within ourselves. And it's amazing to see the students dancing the dances that our forefathers danced, because they learned the traditional dances, but also for them to have the imagination and creativity to develop modern dances with our typical Latino music. To see the creativity, to see the way our students choreograph, the way they move, excels and shows not only their desire to have a good performance, but also their knowledge of the dance, and also that passion. And that passion is felt. You can feel that electricity in the air when our kids are dancing these dances.
I wish I would have had a program like this when I was in high school and middle school. I wish that there would have been a venue for me to be on stage, because of the Latin dance portion of this, the social affective portion of this, and I wish that there would have been a group of students that I could have related to help me identify my cultural identity. Because I was not able to identify my cultural identity, I had many struggles in my own personal life. And yes, I was able to overcome them, and yes, I was able to supersede them, but it was very difficult. And many things, perhaps I didn't have to go through. I had to learn things because life taught them to me. And this is an opportunity for life not to be so mean or cruel. This is an opportunity for the students to not feel so alone. There were times in school where I felt very much alone. And it wasn't because I didn't have the support from my teachers, it was just because I really didn't believe that anyone could understand what I felt. And here, I know that the kids don't feel that. Here, the youth understand that they have each other, and they will make it. Regardless of what I do or what I don't do, they will make it, because that potential is so strong, and I see it in them, and I'm just excited for the future, quite honestly. I'm excited for what's to come, because every day that I'm with them, I know that we are in good hands.
Latinos in Action is a program where it's giving our Latino students a stage, but not only a stage, they are also given that support that they need. And when they see that there is somebody there helping them out and supporting them and giving them that platform, their only option is to move forward in success.
I would love to see this program implemented on a larger scale, and I'll tell you why. I believe that this program is so powerful. The graduation rate, from what I've understood here at Mountain View, is 100%. 100% of the students that are in Latinos in Action at Mountain View High School graduate from high school. And some of them graduate early enough, not because they want to vacation and they don't want anything to do, but because they're so eager to start college and to start getting college credit that they want to start applying to the applied technology schools, or they want to start a semester early, so they want to start in January in college, start their freshman year early. And it is incredible to see kids on fire. It's incredible to see them so excited about starting school that they're eager, they just want to know and want to learn. And I believe that students who can graduate from high school prepared to start college, they can be successful at college and university, will be able to give back to the community sooner. And that's what we really need these young people to do. We need these young people ready and prepared to give back. And that's why I think Latinos in Action is so important, because not only does it help them prepare for college, we talk about resumes and scholarships and applications for college and what classes and courses to take to be prepared, but it has that service portion to it. And once a human being can understand how important service is, they're bitten by the service bug, and they will always look for opportunities. And I know that our students may not, be involved in huge, community service their whole entire lives. But if we can have, from this generation in this group, a mother that is better prepared to serve in an elementary school for her children, or a father to do the same for his children, or somebody who will be more eager or willing to volunteer on, the Kiwanis Club or any other club, the Chamber of Commerce or whatever, then we've done our job. Then these youth will now not only be taking from the community, which I know is the stereotype, but they will not only be able to give to the community, but they'll be prepared to give back. And that's the beauty of the whole program. And I can't even imagine statewide, it would be absolutely amazing to have so many kids giving back and giving back and giving back. And then nationwide, this country would change. The dynamics of this country would change, the dynamics and the ability of our youth, receiving that vote of confidence, that ability and preparing them to actually serve one another. And again, not just our community, not just the Latino community, but the community at large, it would be absolutely amazing. And it would change the whole entire dynamics of not only education and in our community, but families. Just the whole thing would be absolutely incredible.
Our Latino students are seeking, they're yelling at you, okay? They're doing it in various ways, okay? And sometimes we don't notice it because they're so quiet, and sometimes they're ostracized and they're in their corners, or we do certain things, but their body language and many other things, they're screaming at you. And they're saying, please, let me show you what I can do. Give me a vehicle to help me navigate this system. Show me how. Give me the know-how. Show me where and when to find what I need. They're yelling, but what we're doing, instead of really listening to what they need, is we're telling them what they need. We say, this is what you need, and you need to be like this. See this person? This is how you need to be. Well, instead of telling them what they need to be, we need to listen real intently and read what they need, and then help them find from their needs how to navigate that system. And until we can do that and be tolerant and be accepting of other ways of thinking and help them understand how to really be part of your system, it's going to be a hard battle. So with Latinos in Action, what I've found is that everybody wants to be a part of a successful team. Everybody does. So success breeds success. When you're positive and everything, things are going well, and sometimes there's some toxic culture, but there's no way that if you move a ship and it's all positive, that people won't want to come along. And that's what Latinos in Action is doing, is that it's bringing people along and bringing them to the table to talk about different things. I've been approached by Boy Scouts of America, different organizations, Serve and Learn, some legislators, some people that want to make a difference. People want to help, but they need some sort of base, and not an activist movement where we're gonna overthrow type of movement, but more of a service-oriented type of movement. And that's what Latinos in Action is. It's a service-oriented type of movement that can come halfway and meet halfway with the populace. And I think that's why it's been okay with both sides, because it's all-encompassing, and it's inviting, and it's not really contradicting many things. And like I said again, how do you rebuttal service?
Oh, I want to do, I have so many things in mind. I want to do maybe just a regular policeman, SWAT, FBI, CSI. I want to do one of those careers.
Quiero involucrarme en marketing y yo creo que seguir los pasos de Enríquez.
Well, at first I wanted to be a cosmetologist, but now I'm kind of thinking of being a pediatrician.
Man, that's so many options. I think I might probably in the medical field. Not like a huge like plastic surgeon or a surgeon. Probably just like the average, like a nurse or something.
Well, I was actually planning to attend into UTI. I'm really interested on that.
What is UTI?
It's a mechanical school, automotive.
I want to be a massage therapist because I like massage. Well, I kind of want to be a veterinarian too because I like animals and I want to be a part of the animal thing.
Well, first, go to college, study several things because I'm one of those people that, well, hate to go to school but love to learn, and the only way I can learn is going to school. And so, I kind of want to get different things, because you never know what might happen. And, go to school, then, maybe get married, keep my business running, and yeah, that's pretty much it.
I want to be a plastic surgeon.
Well, I'm getting a scholarship from Mountain View, and I'm going to do law school too. Try to be a lawyer, an attorney, or something.
When I grow up, I'm going to be a plastic surgeon.
I want to be a architecture or a counselor for my school.
I'm not really sure. I want to be a counselor. I think I like to help people. I definitely want to do something with people. But I also want to help kids with AIDS in Africa. So if it's something that can involve serving little kids in Africa, then that'll be it. And if not, then just a counselor to help teenagers like myself to know that there's no limits to doing anything.